Hello everyone, it's Dick here. I would normally begin a salutation after such a long break with, I trust you all have been well. But considering the current state of affairs in this maddening world, I suppose I should amend it to, I hope you've all been well. I don't think it would be unreasonable to say that everyone, no matter one's worldview, would agree that these past 5 years have been unsettling, and that's being kind to this disappointing half of a decade. It's kind of like saying your nephew with severe ADHD is spirited. In these unsettling times, I find it difficult to make frivolous videos about what motorcycle I might want to buy, or what weekend motorcycle event I may have had the good fortune to attend. It all seems a bit tone-deaf to make frivolous content these days. That's not to say I'm inclined to use this platform as a political outlet to proselytize my personal politics. As I've said before in another context, I abhor white noise. When the Spanish Civil War and subsequently World War II broke out just shy of a century ago, artists and intellectuals in Europe shifted their focus and production to anti-war campaigns. However, Henri Matisse, a prominent painter and influential voice at the time, retreated to the peaceful French Riviera. He remained in France, choosing not to flee out of a sense of obligation and silent protest. But that was the extent of his anti-war actions. Pablo Picasso, Matisse's younger rival, was said to have asked him why he didn't lend his voice to the opposition. Matisse said that by staying in France, even the relatively safe Vichy regions, he was displaying opposition. I don't know about that, but his silence and choice to remain in France was definitely a choice that resonated with people, good or bad. As a young man, I found myself siding with Picasso, insistent that I would use my voice in defiance and risk my personal safety and freedom to resist and speak out against injustice. But now, in my middle age, I find myself aligning with Matisse, not retreating, but also not imposing my worldview, choosing rather to find my own peace in quiet pockets of the world among my loved ones and neighbors, limiting my influence to those around me, sharing fellowship and kindness and respect and positivity in a hope that my actions will resonate with others. Perhaps their behavior and outlook will be similar, and in turn their small spheres of influence may ripple positively into others, and a modest swell of private peace may permeate the tsunami of negativity that seems to be breaching our shores. That's not to say if the jackboots come into these spheres of peace and love, I wouldn't vigorously defend civil liberties, human rights, dignity, and the rule of law. It always surprised me how short is our collective human memory. I had close personal ties with people who lived through and participated in the American Great Depression, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and the Civil Rights Movement. Their experiences and perspectives shaped my own worldview, personal politics, and morality. These have in turn shaped how I raise my own children and interact with others. How, in good conscience, can we continue to broadcast episode after episode of self-aggrandizing, glorified holidays masquerading as adventure when the places we've visited on previous trips are now under siege or destroyed? How can we, with a straight face, highlight climate change issues while traveling around the world on countless airplane flights and on the backs of old motorcycles? I'm not suggesting we don't travel and find those pockets of peace for ourselves in the world. Heaven knows I haven't been sitting in one place wringing my hands. But what I am saying is that it is irresponsible to publish our journeys in some sort of public display purporting inspiration, when in actual fact it reveals ignorance. So instead, I choose to remain silent, which in the current climate seems the most responsible thing for me to do. I'm disgusted at how we have come to this current state of affairs, but not at all surprised. I am, however, surprised at how I am choosing to respond. If you like that video, and you want to see more like them, hit like, share, and subscribe.